Hello everybody. As you can see, I'm preparing to lift my hood. Got a floor mat on the ground, and you're probably wondering why. And the reason for that is actually it stems from yet another video that I posted not too long ago. And it stems from the fact that I was showing everyone kind of, these, I don't remember, I think I was doing like a cleaning video or something, and then I showed something like this and thinking, I think I was saying something like, well, I got this rail, this is the driver's side, I got this rail that's rusty, and then I said something along the lines of, well, that's weird because this one is not rusty, and I think I moved on to bigger and better things. And one of my awesome subscribers, which is actually something that I do appreciate a lot, I try to grow my channel and still have some fun in the process, mentioned in the comments saying, hey, you probably have a water leak. And I was like, no, I don't. And I think I responded something along the lines of, no, I don't, I check, I keep everything clean, and I fixed the sunroof, so that's not leaking, something along the lines. And then he said, and then there was a couple others stating that, well, check here. Sorry, I got a plane overhead. There it is. Look at that. Boom. All right. Anyway. Oh, you know what? Let me try that giant zoom. Look at that. So that's 19 zoom. Oh, wow. It's becoming really difficult to control. Whoa. All right. So this is the 20 zoom. Holy crap. Anyway, let's get back to reality. So, sorry about that, nerding out a little bit with the new phone. So, then a bunch of people came back saying, well, check here, check in the, check in the gas cab. There's this little hole that could be clogged and water's backing in. I was like, no, I've already done that. And somebody said, check underneath here, with the, where the air intake is. And I was like, well, that's clean. And then somebody else said something else, and I was like, no, I can't be leaking. And obviously on the subconscious level, I was like, well, it got metal, it's rusting, I clean it, it keeps rusting, and that side doesn't rust, and I think that side is a little rust. So I was like, well, it's got to be something. And then somebody just said, just touch the floor if it's wet. And I was like, well, if it's not leaking anywhere, why would it be wet? And then guess what? I touched it and it's wet. I was like, you son of a gun, you. And I don't mean the viewers or the commenters, I mean the Lincoln Towncar that I have. Yeah, so I got this floor mat out, and it's not bad to the point of where you guys can pick it up, as you can kind of see. Like right here, it's a little, I don't like the word moist, but it is moist nonetheless. It's a little bit. It's nothing along the lines of like there's a giant puddle like I've seen some other videos. And also, speaking of, being wet, it's been raining nonstop here in northern Illinois for the last like 3 or 4 days, like really heavy, like every day. So anyway, now, although you cannot see here on the carpet, you can kind of see right here. Yeah, like here, like the camera does pick it up quite nicely. You can see the little shiny spots. Yeah, it is wet. So I started walking around. I'm sorry, there's another plane overhead. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't live near an airport or anything. But anyway, I started walking around. Started touching it there. So yes, my Lincoln Towncar is taking on some water. And as you can see, I'm sporting my factory floor mat that I rescued. And you can kind of see from the star, like it should be nice and like whiter, I guess. But it's darker because it's wet, and also this floor mat is a little wet. So it's nothing too bad, and I will check on the passenger side with you as well. All right, so looking over the passenger side, first of all, yeah, as you can kind of see, it's a little rusty here. It is definitely more rust since I cleaned it, since I cleaned it in that other video that I had the seat belt pretensioner fixed. And then on this side, it's clear. And before, these both used to be like this. So lifting this floor mat out, once again, you can't really see anything. It's a little bit, it is less wet than on that side. Now also right up here, let's see how I can capture that. You can see you got the light and got this protective shroud, which I could technically take off. Sorry, focus. There's these pins, plasticky pins. I don't know how well this is gonna come out. There you go. All right, but I'm touching like all over the place, and it's not that bad. And how do I do this? There you go. So it's not this bad. So obviously water is coming from somewhere. Now, again, it's very slightly wet, and like I said, it just stopped raining not too long ago. So I've already checked everywhere I could possibly check. The only culprit that remains is deep inside that thing. Now I'm gonna lift the hood, I'm gonna kind of go in there, but somebody mentioned and posted a video from someone else who had a much worse problem in this place here. And they actually went they actually removed this whole shroud to actually go inside. And maybe I have something down there that's just deeper that I can't see it. So let's see how far we can get. All right, so before I go under the hood, so, you know, the more and more I look at these cars and the more I notice some of the differences between all the different Panther platforms and the Lincoln Towncar, I can't help to notice that this has got to be the weirdest hood release ever. Like, first of all, I thought I knew of this before I bought it, but I thought that's how they all were. But then now that I know that, looking at other Panthers, that this is a unique design with this kind of where the grill is incorporated into the hood. I don't know why they did it like this. I also don't know why they decided to do this way instead of putting some sort of a release down here. But anyway, let's get this thing open. So, since I cleaned the engine last, I guess it's still pretty clean. Yeah, a little dust, but nothing too bad. So this is kind of what I was talking about. So I know of this. I know of this kind of thing. And it looks like somebody else knows about it because look, the way it's connected on my car. All right, so you have this metal screw, which I saw some other videos and these things were plastic. And it looks like, see, there's zip ties here. I can't imagine this being a factory job. I think I mentioned this during some other video. So obviously I'm gonna have to cut these off. Look at that. So somebody went in here before me for sure to, I don't know whether it is to clean this area. And as you can see, it's clean. Like this, you can see the bottom. It's got a tiniest of the tiny leaf in there, but there's not like a pile of stuff. Now, whether or not there's stuff beyond this, I have no idea. But I will try to figure it out. All right, so trying to remove this one screw right there and already running into a problem because I can't get to it with the hood open. See, I got my tripod to try and film it. I couldn't get there. So I thought about, okay, you know, maybe sticking a screwdriver in there, but it doesn't go on such an angle where a screwdriver can catch it. And with the hood open, I can't get to it either because the angle of a screwdriver, I'm even trying to just get rid of the handle to make it slimmer so I can get in there, but it's at such a weird angle, I can't get to it either. So I have no idea what am I even gonna do. All right, so the only way I could figure out how to do it is by just removing the screwdriver and putting it right like this and trying to remove it. So, all right, let's see how far we can get with that. Maybe the way to go is I'm first gonna snip these zip ties and see how far I can get. All right, so I've been messing around with this thing for like 10 minutes, and then until I realized that I do have another plastic screw on this side. I still can't get this one out. It just spins freely, and you see I got my hood closed. Come on, phone, focus. Yeah, one thing with this phone, like it shoots pretty sharp, but the focus thing, I don't know if it's for all of these phones, but this Galaxy Note Ultra 20 something is not that good. And there's another plane. What is going on? Today's more about cars and planes. Anyway, so I was actually getting ready to put some of these long nose pliers in there to kind of just try and get it out. But then I realized, all right, well then if I spin this thing long enough, it will come out. And it's just so awkward. Why did they put it like that? Why did they assemble it like this? I don't understand. Like, this is not a car from, early 1900s where they didn't know how to like assemble cars, or they were still learning. What in the world made them do it like this? And even look, like with the hood open, I can't get to these things. Like you can see, like the screw goes right up against the hood, so I can't do it with the hood closed or open. So I have to do like a weird combination. This thing, I still don't understand how to get it out. Like I need to get some weird thin and long screwdriver because once again, I can't get to the screw. It also spins freely. Like I can turn it with my finger if you guys can see that, if this thing can focus for God's sakes. But it doesn't come out. So how long is the screw? I don't know, but I can do this for a while and it just spins freely. So, all right. Oh my God. Look at this thing. This thing is ridiculous. So maybe if I keep turning this thing, maybe then I can, yeah. Yep, it's coming out. So anyway, why is this so frustrating? This car, all right, I need to vent. This is a venting session. This is a very common car. There's been hundreds of thousands of these things made across several generations. Why couldn't they figure out by the year 2006 how to make a watertight car? Not waterproof, but maybe just water resistant car. Like all of you guys who posted on my video saying, oh, hey, check this. It could be leaking there. Could be the sunroof. Could be that thing up front. Could be the bag by the rear gas cap. Could be the door seal. Somebody else said, check the window seal. It's like, okay, all right, look, I appreciate all your comments, but really, for a car that was really common, hundreds of thousands of these things were made. And this is just Lincoln Town Cars I'm talking about. We're literally talking across all Panther platforms, millions of cars. And this is an 06. It's not, 1906 car. It's a 2006, for God's sakes. Why is it not water resistant? How come water can get into this thing through like 80 different ways? So I know. I just need to take a walk and vent. Oh, somebody else said, oh, check, I had water leaking through the trunk. It's like, really? There's like 80 different ways water can leak. I understand any car, like water can leak in this car. I'm sure it can leak in that car, any car. I mean, just look at some of these trucks we have. This is no beauty right here to the left. But yet, for this 06, I know, I love it just the way it is. I have to keep reminding myself, but I should have thought about it a little bit. But you know what? Even if I thought about it, I would still, probably bought it just for experience. I know, I cannot blame anyone but myself. So I will continue to work on this and to the next segment. All right, so here's the moment of truth. So I got rid of those screws. So I got rid of the one here, and I finally was able to get rid of the one there. Obviously, they're totally different screws. You can kind of see them right there, side by side, right there. So the plastic one is the factory, and the metal one is God knows from where. Okay, there's something holding it out. There's something else holding it in place. I think the previous owner must have glued or did something to it, because when I pull on this, the actual window gasket moves. And I am not about to get into that whole mess of ripping it off with the window gasket, and then I'm going to have real problems. So I'm just going to lift it far enough. And yes, whoever mentioned that there could be crap inside, yes, you were right. There's the crap inside. I couldn't see it. You see how problematic it is? When it's all, tight and you have this giant gasket that's on here. Yeah, like I look at there. I mean, I check this religiously, thinking, oh, like this is just crap. That's not debris. But then when you lift it, which I finally removed those stupid 2 screws, look, yes, it is really clogged in there. Now, I don't know how deep that thing goes, but the next step would be I'm going to put the phone down and I'm going to dig my hand in there. Hopefully there's not like a dead rat or something. and I will be cleaning all of that out. But at the same time, like I said, I want to remove it, but for God's sakes, like, who did that? Like, who does that? Look at this. Like, I can see it from here. You see how it kind of, like, once again, I'm afraid of pulling this, because if this gasket goes, like, I am in trouble. So, all right, to the next step. Okay, so I've tried several different vacuum attachments, including my hand. Obviously, hand is the most dexterous, so I can pick out, you know, a lot of it. But the thing is, yeah, there was a lot of crap in there. So, you know, shame on me for not noticing it. But there's a lot of these little tiny twigs. So I don't think it's anything that would have actually caused it to flow up, you know, flow out. It's a lot of this little stuff, like right here, if the camera can pick it up. And also this little drain channel right there, that's, let's see if I can do it. Right there, like that was clear. Like that was clear even before I started vacuuming. So I don't know. Now it's got all this brown stuff. I don't know if it was there from before. I don't know if it's factory, and I don't know if somebody else did it. But also there doesn't seem to be any gasket or anything else over there. So I don't know. All right, well, I'm gonna keep working at it a little more, and we'll figure it out at the end. All right, so after 20 minutes of vacuuming, hand scraping, I got about a handful of crap. And I'm gonna take you now inside this wonderful place right here by just, let's see, I don't know how it's gonna come out. So that's how it looks. Oh, you know what, let me zoom out. Let me stick you right in there. All right, so maybe anybody else who's watching, can you tell me, does this look normal? Let's see. Like, I'm pretty much sticking my entire phone in that area, if you guys can even pick that up. But that's kind of how it looks. It looks clean. It looked clean before. It's definitely clean now. If whatever you guys can see from, I mean, that's about as far as I can take. You know, you can see that this drain channel is clear, and it was before. And also, I am aware that there is another drain type of deal right down here. I am aware of that too, and there is actually water. I'm touching it right now, so some water is dripping out. So I'm assuming it's maybe through there, and it somehow channels itself. I don't know. But the bottom line is, I don't know if that's gonna fix the problem. But all I know is that I've just spent about an hour between taking apart this whole thing and getting in there and vacuum it, hoping that you know, this will resolve it. Now this piece right here, I'm not sure if there's any actual reason. Whoops, forgot that from the vacuum. I'm not sure if there's an actual reason to have this thing zip tied. I mean, this thing just sits here just fine in the groove. So I don't know why did the previous owner decided to zip tie, unless he zip tied it so then this doesn't flap. Because, like, I'll put these screws back, like this one and this one, but there's, at least not that I can see, like there's a little slots like over here and over there and over there to kind of click them in place. So I'm gonna try to do that, but maybe they don't click in place. That's why the previous owner zip tied them. I mean, I have a few zip ties. It's not a big deal, but once again, I didn't think it would be a factory job. So, all right, I'll put it all back together and we'll wrap this up. Okay, so I put everything back. I put those screws there where they belong. Yeah, very strange. Why did that one have to be so long and plasticky? And I can still spin it freely with my finger, but it seems to be holding on to something there. I just clicked this plastic bit into its 3 places right there. I didn't use any zip ties, and then it seems to be pretty strong. Like if I pull on it hard, it will come out without any, you know, without any tools. I mean, there's those screws holding it in the back, but this piece kind of just sits there, so I'm not sure if maybe as I start driving it like on the highway, some stuff will start flapping around, but you know, I don't know why the zip ties, but I guess I just want to kind of explore myself. But yeah, this gasket just goes into place and sits nicely. It's not worn either, so it's again, I'm gonna close the hood, and if you guys can tell me also, like, you see where it all connects, like it's possible that previous owner you know, put some additional, some sort of a gasket maker right there. You can kind of see where it joins with the other piece. So it's, again, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but it is there. And all right, so I guess the time will tell if this repair will do anything as far as the car, you know, catching on some water. Obviously, I mean, today is a weird day. You can kind of see the clouds. It's actually still dripping a little bit. So, but now I have one more thing to keep an eye out. Obviously, this will dry out. You know, it's again, it's not that bad, but the fact that it's obviously taking on water, you know, this is my my USS Titanic. Now, I will also be working on getting this fixed. I think I mentioned this before with the door being misaligned, so I still got that on the books. I still got this. I want to then do a quick little follow-up video. You see how it's kind of shaving off the metal? And there we go, another plane. It's like the 5th one. So I still want to do some more work on this thing. So although it's causing me some grief, but I'm also learning and kind of loving it just like it is. So you can see. All right, everybody, thank you so much. And I will, well, no, we will see you next time.